Have you ever noticed how Marcus Aurelius never posted a farewell note on Instagram? He didn't send out a group message saying, "I'm leaving the palace for some peace of mind. Please respect my journey." No, he just quietly stepped back, reflected, and returned stronger. That's the Stoic way. To move in silence, not to seek applause for pulling away. If you've ever felt the urge to explain yourself to everyone when you take a break, whether it's leaving a toxic relationship, walking away from draining friends, or even logging off social media, you know how exhausting it feels. The truth is, you don't owe the world a speech about your silence. You owe yourself peace. And that's what this video is about, the Stoic art of withdrawing without announcing it. Before we dive in, make sure to like and subscribe to support this channel, so we can keep spreading Stoic wisdom together. Now, let's explore why silence is often the loudest answer. Number 1, the power of silent boundaries. Withdrawal isn't weakness, it's strength in disguise. The Stoics believe that the highest form of discipline is the ability to walk away without resentment, without drama, and without needing others to clap for you. When you quietly step back, you're setting a boundary not with anger, but with clarity. Think of it like a tree. A tree doesn't announce when it stops giving shade to someone who cuts its bark. It just grows higher and higher, focusing on the sky. Your silence works the same way. It shifts energy from noise to growth. Too often, we want people to know why we're leaving. We want them to feel the weight of our absence. But the more you explain, the more you give away your peace. Silence is a shield. It protects you from the chaos of over-explaining. And let's be honest, most people don't really care about your long speeches. If you write a 3-paragraph note about focusing on yourself, chances are half your contacts will just scroll past it while eating cereal. Save your breath. Protect your energy. Number 2, choosing stillness over noise. The Stoics knew that the mind becomes noisy when we seek validation. Announcing your withdrawal is often a hidden plea. Please understand me. Please approve of my choice. But when you withdraw silently, you stop needing the world's permission to take care of yourself. Stillness is an inner luxury. You don't need to invite everyone into it. Just like you wouldn't throw a public party every time you decide to nap, you don't need to declare every pause in your life. Quiet withdrawal is a personal act of healing. Silence also prevents misunderstanding. Words can twist, people can gossip, and explanations can be misused. But silence? Silence leaves no room for distortion. It's clear, firm, and unshakable. You're not giving anyone tools to use against you. Humor makes this even clearer. Imagine telling your group chat, "I'm detoxing from negativity. Please respect my journey." Within 10 minutes, someone's screenshotting it and laughing about it. But if you just quietly stop showing up, people eventually get the point, without giving them a script to mock. Number 3, the strength in not being missed immediately. When you withdraw without a speech, people don't get a dramatic exit. They get a quiet absence. At first, they may not notice, and that's fine. Withdrawal isn't about being missed. It's about regaining yourself. The Stoics remind us that true peace doesn't need witnesses. In fact, the more silent your withdrawal, the more powerful it becomes. People eventually start to notice, not because you announced it, but because your energy is no longer there. They'll feel the gap. And that quiet realization hits harder than any words you could have said. This is where humility comes in. You don't step away to teach them a lesson. You step away to teach yourself patience, control, and independence. If they notice, fine. If they don't, that's also fine. You didn't withdraw for applause. It's like disappearing from a noisy party. At first, no one cares. But eventually, someone says, "Wait, where did they go?" By then, you're home, in peace, eating grapes in your pajamas. That's the win. Number 4, how to withdraw without bitterness. Withdrawal doesn't mean slamming the door. It's not ghosting with anger. It's exiting with grace. The Stoics taught that bitterness is a chain. If you leave in anger, you're still attached. But if you leave in calm silence, you are truly free. Practical Stoicism is about discipline. You don't owe people dramatic explanations, but you do owe yourself consistency. Quiet withdrawal is a practice in emotional control. You leave without shouting, you detach without burning bridges, and you move forward without dragging baggage. The challenge is resisting the urge to prove yourself. Part of you wants to say, "I'm leaving because you didn't value me." But silence says it louder. Words make you dependent on their reaction. Silence leaves you independent of it. Think of Epictetus. He didn't sit around trying to convince his slave master of his worth. He focused on what he could control, his mind. That's withdrawal in action. No speeches, no validation, just inner freedom. Number 5, making silence your superpower. The art of withdrawing without announcing, it is really the art of self-respect. It means you value your inner world so much that you don't put it up for public debate. Your energy belongs to you, not to their opinions. When you move silently, you create mystery. Not fake, attention-seeking mystery, but the kind that comes from peace. People wonder, why do they stop showing up? The answer is simple. You stop needing to. That's powerful. This practice also frees you from overthinking. Instead of writing long messages, just act. Instead of begging to be understood, just step back. Instead of defending your peace, just live it. Action is cleaner than explanation. So next time you feel drained, don't write a goodbye letter to your friends. Don't post a dramatic story online. Just step back. Work on yourself. Let silence speak. After all, as the Stoics remind us, the wise live quietly, the foolish live loudly. And sometimes, the quietest exit is the loudest statement of all. Number 6, protecting your energy without explaining yourself. Energy is like currency. You spend it every time you talk, argue, or justify your choices. The Stoics knew that explaining yourself is often a waste because not everyone deserves access to your reasoning. Some people only ask so they can debate, not because they genuinely care. When you withdraw quietly, you protect your energy from being drained by endless discussions. You don't sit around trying to convince people why you're tired, why you need space, or why you're choosing differently. Instead, you save that power for what truly matters, your growth. Think of it like money. Would you give someone your entire paycheck just because they asked? No. So why give away your mental paycheck, your peace, by over-explaining? Silence is like saving. It keeps your peace in the bank where it belongs. And here's a funny truth. People rarely respect a long speech, but they respect distance. Silence has a way of making people wonder, while words just make them argue. Protecting your energy doesn't require explanation. It requires quiet action. Number 7, walking away without drama. One of the hardest lessons in life is learning to walk away without making it a performance. The Stoics believe that drama is for those who need attention, not for those who seek freedom. Quiet withdrawal is not about being seen leaving, it's about actually being gone. When you exit silently, you remove the need for closure from others. You give yourself closure instead. That's true power. You're no longer tied to someone else's reaction. You are free because you chose to be free. Walking away without drama also teaches self-respect. If you scream, slam doors, or type essays on social media, you're still emotionally entangled. But if you exit with calm silence, you leave no hooks behind for others to pull you back. Think of it like quitting a job. If you leave with endless complaints, your boss remembers you as bitter. But if you quietly step away, focusing on your next chapter, you leave with dignity. And dignity, the Stoics would say, is the highest form of wealth. Number 8, the discipline of letting go quietly. Withdrawal is not just silence, it's discipline. The Stoics practiced detachment, not because they didn't care, but because they knew clinging breeds suffering. When you let go quietly, you train yourself to value peace over pride. Letting go quietly is hard because the ego wants to be noticed. It wants recognition for walking away. But discipline reminds us that true strength doesn't demand attention. It thrives in being unnoticed because it was never about them. It was about you. This discipline also builds resilience. By withdrawing silently, you learn to manage loneliness, rebuild your center, and depend less on external validation. It's training your soul to be enough for itself. If you need humor here, think of it like uninstalling an app from your phone. You don't post on Facebook, "Today, I removed Candy Crush because it no longer serves my purpose." You just delete it, free up memory, and move on. That's letting go the Stoic way. Number 9, silence as a teacher. Silence is not just absence, it's a teacher. When you withdraw quietly, you give yourself the space to reflect, observe, and learn. Marcus Aurelius journaled in silence, not to impress anyone, but to sharpen his own soul. Silence gave him clarity. Silence teaches you who truly values you. Those who notice your absence with care are worth keeping. Those who don't, well, you just save yourself the pain of realizing it too late. Silence exposes the truth without you needing to ask. It also teaches humility. In silence, you discover that the world moves on without you, and that's okay. You don't need to be the center of everyone's attention. Life becomes lighter when you stop carrying that burden. And let's add a little humor. Silence even teaches you patience. Ever tried ignoring a group chat for a week? At first, you itch to check. But after a while, you realize 99% of it is just memes you didn't need anyway. Peace restored. Number 10, living the Stoic exit daily. Withdrawal isn't a one-time dramatic act. It's a lifestyle. The Stoic way is to practice quiet exits in small ways, daily. Say no without essays. Step away from gossip without explanations. Choose solitude without broadcasting it. That's the art of everyday withdrawal. Living this way keeps your dignity intact. You don't become someone who always has to make an announcement just to live. You become someone whose actions are enough. And that quiet confidence carries more weight than any speech. This daily practice also makes you unshakable. The world is noisy, full of people begging for attention. But you, by practicing silent withdrawal, become centered, calm, and free. You're no longer reactive, you are grounded. So remember, the Stoic art of withdrawing without announcing it isn't about being cold or mysterious. It's about being disciplined, wise, and free. When you leave quietly, you don't just walk away from others. You walk closer to yourself. And that is the real Stoic win.